composes it, picking pieces that they have chosen based on certain topics. Do you want to tell them what the category was?
Yeah, so the category that this one is category B. It is the change you want to see in the world, the change you want to see in the world, and like recognizing the change that's already happened.
Yes, so they have to pick pieces of literature, media, they can use articles, they can use novels, all types of written literature is acceptable, and then they take those pieces and they weave it into what is called a program, and they do like a performed reading of it. It's actually really cool. So Adeline is going to perform her piece. She's going to do it just like you would see at contest, and it's a fun way for students to experience taking literature and seeing how they can make different their voice heard with it. So yes.
Thank you, everybody. Wow. Thank you very, very much. Vice President Vance, Speaker Johnson, Senator Thune, Justices of the Supreme Court of the United States, and my fellow citizens. The golden age of America begins right now. Under my leadership, we will restore fair, equal, and impartial justice under the constitutional Rule 1. Answer the alarm immediately. 2. Start the fire swiftly. 3. Burn everything. 4. Report back to the firehouse. Immediately restore the integrity, competency, and loyalty of America's government. I will also sign a series of historic executive orders to immediately stop all government censorship and bring back free speech to America. Fahrenheit 451, the temperature at which the paper of books catches fire and burns. A novel about what the censorship of literature does to our civilization, which has ironically faced challenges and bans from government organizations. Our presidential administration, which promises to end government censorship and bring back free speech, yet continuously fights for the removal of books such as Fahrenheit 451. This prose piece is a Bogun prose piece, and it uses prose from Donald Trump's 2025 inaugural address and prose from the novel Fahrenheit 451 by Ray Bradbury to hold our government accountable and point out hypocrisy and celebrate the works of Ray Bradbury and countless others who work to keep the seashells out of our ears. My message to Americans today is that it is time for us to once again act with courage, vigor, and the vitality of history's greatest civilization is so vast that we can't have our minorities upset and stirred. This week, I will also end the government policy of trying to socially engineer race and gender into every aspect of public and private life. We will forge a society that is colorblind. White people don't like Uncle Tom's Cabin? Burn it. Someone's written a book on tobacco and cancer of the lungs. The cigarette people are weeping. Burn the book. Take your free, sovereign, independent nation outside. Better yet, into the incinerator. Let's not quibble over individuals with memoriams. Burn all. Burn everything we do. My administration will be inspired by a strong pursuit of excellence and unrelenting success. A tide of change is sweeping the country, and America has the chance to seize this opportunity. America has the chance to seize this woman, though she was not running. She was not trying to escape. Her mouth was moving and her eyes seemed to be trying to remember something. And then they remembered, and her mouth moved again. Play the man, Master Ridley, and we shall this day light such a candle, by God's good grace in England, that I trust shall never be put out. And we slap her face with amazing objectivity. The old woman's eyes come to a focus upon us. You know where they are, or you wouldn't be here, she says. And next thing we knew, we were up in musty blackness, swinging silver hatchets at doors that were, after all, unlocked, tumbling through. And how inconvenient. Always before it had been like snuffing out a candle. The police officers, farmers and factory workers, cowboys and soldiers marched onward, pushed forward, and let no obstacle defeat their spirit or their pride. Together, they laid down the railways, raised up the skyscrapers, built great highways, won 2 world wars, defeated fascism and communism, and triumphed over every single challenge that they faced. First, I will declare a national emergency at our southern border. All illegal entry will immediately be halted, and we will begin the process of returning millions and millions of criminal aliens back to the places from which they came. melting in the sun, like beautiful statues of ice went first, and adhesive taped the victims' mouths, and bandaged them off in their glittering beetles, so that when you arrived, you found an empty house. You weren't hurting people, you were just hurting things. And since things can't be hurt, since things don't have feelings, and since things can't scream or cry out as this woman might begin to scream and cry out, there was nothing to tease your conscience later. Nothing will stand in our way, because we are Americans. The future is bright, and the golden age of America has just books begun bombarding our shoulders, arms, and upturned face. A book lit, almost obediently, like a white pigeon in our hands, wings fluttering. In the dim, wavering light, a page hung open, and like a snowy feather, the words were delicately painted thereon. Time has fallen asleep in the afternoon sunshine. Kerosene! We pumped the cold fluid from the numeral 451 tank strapped to our backs. We pumped rooms full of it. We coated every book. And our hand closed like a mouth, crushed the book with a wild insanity to our chest. And men above hurled shovelfuls of magazines into the dusty air, and they fell to the ground like slaughtered birds. And the woman stood amongst them like a little girl among the bodies. Government bodies say that there are only two genders, male and come on, woman. And the woman knelt amongst the books, her fingers reading the gilded titles and drenched cardboard, while her eyes accused us. You can't ever have my books, she said. And she opened the palm of one hand, and in it was a single object. An ordinary kitchen match. And God, I thought, how true. Always at night the alarm comes. And why is that? Is it because fire is prettier by night? A greater spectacle, a better victory showed the entire nation is rapidly unified behind our agenda, with dramatic increases from virtually every element of society. Young and old, male and women's hands twitched on the single matchstick. We flicked our fingers to spark the kerosene. You were too late. I was too late. Annihilated they will be by the great momentum that the world is now witnessing in the United States of America. And the golden age of America has just begun. Too late. The woman in the kitchen reached out with contempt to us all and struck the kitchen match against the railing. And people ran out of houses all down the street. My proudest legacy will be that of a peacemaker and a unifier. That's what I want to be, a peacemaker and a unifier. That's what I want to be, a fireman turned sour. Tonight, I will sign a series of historic executive orders. Tonight, I am a fireman. Thank you.